My first.
I know you got some heat.
Oh, I got a little something.
I know you do.
Working on a little something.
Doesn't stop.
Getting back in.
New album?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I was gonna send it to B. I'm gonna send it to him now, so y'all could just play it. It comes out in like 3 weeks.
Oh, work.
Just so y'all can get a listen to it. Yo, it's Alchemist.
Oh no.
Hey, yo. Should we do the Smokebox?
Let's do that Smokebox. Let's do the Smokebox.
It's gonna get smoky, man.
Let's get extra smoke. Big smoke.
Come on, let's go.
Let's get it.
You smoking?
Come on.
I think I'm ready, man. Just gotta get my gas mask. It's invisible. Oh, remember the ones we were smoking at the video?
Man.
I gotta put you on with my homie Cali Blaze. You met him,
right?
right? You still saw him last night. His hash holes are fucking bomb.
Yeah,
What's poppin'? We doing another smoke box in the year of the Mamba. We got Oh No and my man the Alchemist Gangrene in the house, or in the whip, so to speak. We're about to smoke it up. Welcome to another smoke box for BREALTV. I'm Dr. Green Thumb, aka Be Real, and guess what? I got Gangrene up in here, Alchemist and Oh No. And we about to blaze up this Will Lotto on some funky field tips and chop up game. Welcome once again.
Thank you, brother.
My brother.
See you again, always.
Word up, man. Good to have you in here, oh.
The funnest uncle you could ever have.
Hey, man, I want to tell you off the top, y'all be doing that classic hip-hop work. You Disgust Me, right? That shit front to back. Front to back. The bar work impeccable. The beats fucking amazing. I mean, it's like a solid masterpiece of hip hop, man. And fuck, man, as a fan of both y'all and as a fan of hip hop, thank you for that, because that shit is everything.
Good look at it. That was a while ago now, right? Jesus, time flies.
Yeah, I had not talked to you about it.
Yo.
And I had to give you the flowers for that, because y'all did some amazing work on that one.
Yo,
man.
rest in peace, Sean Price.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yo, that was a big deal when he gave us a verse. It was like, you got Sean P on the joint. That was like, yeah, and he passed shortly, around that time.
Yeah.
I think, Sean Price, I feel like he doesn't get mentioned enough nowadays with the era of rap that's flourishing now that we're all doing.
Yeah.
He kind of was the precursor to it.
Yeah, he kind of
influenced.
influenced.
Of course, Rock Marcy came and all the greats
He
came.
influenced a lot of it for sure.
Yeah.
Sean Price.
And you're right, he doesn't get enough flowers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But he should.
Yes.
Just the way Dilla does.
Absolutely.
He should have one too.
Sean Price, man.
Yeah.
One of the greatest.
How does the vibe come together when you guys work in the studio? I mean, do you guys isolate, or do you have homies there vibing out?
With Gangrene?
Yeah.
I mean, Gangrene, we always it's remote operations pretty much.
Yeah.
He got his studio, I got mine, and we even the way when we first started, it was he sent me. I sent him a beat with a verse, and he sent it back to me. I was living in New York at the time in a half hour, and I was like, "Oh shit,
that's that shit."
Let me send you a beat now." And then he sent me a beat with another verse, touche, and then it was kind of
so it just went back and forth,
and it was like a sparring partner. That's how we started working, because O is insane with beats and rhymes.
Yeah,
so incredible, and always had me on my A game, and it was just a part in my career where I was like, this was, I forget, late 2000s, going into 2010. But fast forward to now, we're 3 albums deep, and it's we developed a formula and a sound that we never talked about. It was it just developed when we were making records. And
I think it's also a vibe that y'all create, from that first album to now, having that formula and that back and forth momentum shift, you know what I mean? Because it's you know how it is when you do sessions separate places. Sometimes it takes a minute to get work back. Yeah. But when you're getting the feedback back that fast, it's motivating, right?
This man is speed. He is a video game master. So he approaches beat making like a video game.
Right.
How much time we got? I'm
gonna tilt this bitch.
Yeah.
3 beats in 10 minutes just to to set the game on advance.
How long does it usually take y'all to put an album together?
I mean, if we're really cutting away, within 2-3 weeks, we'll have a good batch.
How crazy is that? Where it used to be months, sometimes a year.
It's a blessing, man.
Motherfuckers get it done a lot faster.
Having
now.
our own studios changed everything. You know, remember the early days
True that.
when we would go, you know, doing the hooligan shit. We used to go to the Image. And big studios and had to wait for the PO to get cleared and the equipment to get rented.
That's when I learned right there, and I'm sure you pretty much learned this too sometime after, is pay for your own sessions.
For sure.
Don't wait on the fucking record company to approve a budget. Just get the work done while you have it in your fucking head. And if you can afford to like invest in that studio time, go do it. You own the music at that point. 100%. They got to pay you for it. You'll get it back if you know you get the whatever deal you're looking for and shit like that. At that time, you couldn't really be independent in the way that you can now.
It wasn't a way.
But it was better that you got the work off than to wait and to wait and shit like that. Remember we got kicked out of Image recording? Or we left. We left because of Vince stank-ass Neil.
Wow. Was that what it was?
We were smoking up in the front while doing our sessions. Because if you remember, we were doing the hooligan sessions up in the front room, which is the tracking room.
In the back room, you guys were working.
Vince Neil was mastering or mixing his record, and this fuckface complained that we were smoking too much weed up in. Like, who would have thought the guy getting coked up in the back and, you know, like slamming beers like it's no, and whiskey like it's no tomorrow, would complain about some weed heads.
Damn, Vince.
Getting weeded out up in the front. Damn, Vince.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Made us leave.
Those were good times.
Image recording. I think that's what, I don't know where we bounced to after that, whether it was, I mean, I think we did a couple of different places. But
yeah, I remember one night when you ate mushrooms on an orange.
You brought them.
In half, ate shrooms, and we, you know, turn out the lights and everything was lit up on the boards.
Oh,
it was a fun time.
Oh no, let me tell you how lit this guy was. I mean, he was 13, 14 years old bringing me shrooms and bags of weed. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Fun times, man.
That was crazy. But they were fun times, man, like working on that album. I feel like, you know, although there was tracks on there on that first Hooligans album that could have came out and slammed, like, you know, Baker Boys and Lethal did their thing.
For sure.
Even QD3, I think he did something.
Had a couple on there too. Yeah.
But Tommy Boy was reluctant. But, you know, I feel like that was meant to happen because you shifted after that and got into production. And it gave you a whole different insight on writing tracks, right?
You had the ASR 10.
Yeah.
You remember you were living in Venice, you had the ASR 10 in your garage. And that was a pivotal point for me because Hooligans kind of didn't happen, but then I stayed hanging around you.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay close to the fire, and you were like, you know, come fuck with me. That's when I just started doing beats.
Yeah.
And Muggs would come over, and then this is right before they started doing Temples of Boom album.
Yeah.
And it was like he saw me working in the ASR in the garage and was like, oh, the little homie. And it was like, that's where my relationship with Muggs started. Because it was just me and Beef, you know, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Jay once in a while.
Of course.
Jay Turner,
then Jay came in, of course, God bless, man. And he would come in and then I would go to Muggs' house. Remember, he had the house in Nichols Canyon.
Yeah, we did most of the Temples of Boom recording there.
And I learned so much those years. Like, I mean, that was just like my early stages where, you know, Muggs wouldn't let me do the drums. He would be like,
he let you find the sample, but he was doing the drums.
He had to do the drum. He didn't like the way the drum sounded in the ASR because it was kind of tinny. The SP was grit.
Yeah, the SP. And I think he was using an MPC at that point too, right?
Yep, maybe a 60.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was, you know, those were the early days.
The ASR, I could never like get on it. Like
it was yours.
It was mine, but I never fucking learned it. I got down with my MPC and that's what I fucked with, but I didn't necessarily get down with the fucking ASR. Where you and Turner mastered that
Jay was
shit.
Nasty with it.
You two were the guys that I knew that like fucking totally flipped that shit. What are you using these days? You still fucking with the ASR? I doubt it, but
I switched to the 2000 in the, like mid 2000. I did wet wipes for camera. It was the first one I did when I switched up, and then now I'm on the 2500, and I'm like I mess with the new stuff too, but I just love that machine. I have the most fun with it, you know. I like the sound of it. You know, it's kind of like it's warm, but it doesn't have the sonics of the new shit. Like if you're using Ableton or Logic, your shit is just knocking because the RAM coming out of a computer
You got to go through that with all the shit you're using, right? What are you using? No.
I use like Reason, Logic, NPCs, Nico, Open Labs, Nico, just pretty much everything.
Doing all that shit.
Yeah, the scientists.
Yeah.
What did you start with first? Were you on your pen game first or production or doing both at the same time?
Both at the same time, and it was like Madlib. My mom had got this Korg DS10 sampler, and Madlib had got some kind of little sequencer with it. So like while he was like, soon as he would leave the house, like I would be right up in there, like messing with just everything.
Little brother messing with all the buttons and
he
shit.
couldn't stop me. I was fucking up all his equipment.
It's like Step Brothers. Who touched my fucking drum machine? Hey, but that's what opened it up for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey man, that's everything, man. Hey, if y'all want to check more of this out, go to www.BREAL.TV and check the rest of the Smokebox from there. Sorry, YouTube.
Got the heart of a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius, with fly with the heighten. All your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes. I got pre-rolls in that red cup. That's key lime, don't like those.
Got a full pack and we move that. Too aggressive, better pull back. Weight heavy, gotta run ready. My game steady, but you knew that.
I'm too on, my crew strong.